There you go. The finale for the Eagles preseason in 2025 is officially wrapped up. The Eagles win 19-17 against the New York Jets. I don't know whether to feel scared, petrified, and we still have a problem here. And I don't know how this is going to go because really only one half of this preseason game really mattered the most. And we're going to be talking about it all. So let's get straight into it all.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So it is nice that preseason is officially over, but it's not nice that the Eagles really have no idea what they're doing at specific positions. Now, we got into this game, okay, because really only one half of this game really matters. Really, first, second quarter, that's really where the meat and potatoes are. And I really was just watching the defense when it came to this team for this finale preseason game. Now, the players that did not dress, okay, that were not in uniform, you had Sidney Brown, you had Adoree Jackson, you had Jahad Campbell, you had Matt Pryor, A.J. Dillon, okay, notables in uniform, okay, you had Trotter Jr., Jackorian Bennett, John Metchie, Anaya Smith, Darius Cooper, Azeez Ojulari. So, take a nice picture of that list. Remember it, depending on how you're really looking at it, and let's kind of get into it. Now, I know that Tanner McKee has this finger injury that doesn't require surgery. He's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. There's no issues. Will he be available week one? I'm not really sure. Mccord was awful. I mean, he was bad. I mean, look, he's the number 3 quarterback. I mean, what am I expecting out of a number 3? There's a lot of fans that are like, he's not good. Cut him. It's just like, no, bro. Like, you don't expect him to be good. He's brought in as a 6th-round pick to produce the next few years, and that's why he's here, okay, to ultimately replace Tanner McKee as the backup to Jalen Hurts. Well, I mean, he wasn't accurate on a lot of throws. I mean, just not really there. I mean, it was bad. It was to a point where the protection really started to break down. Even the Jets quarterbacks and their offensive lines going down from first quarter to fourth quarter just got better and better. I felt like they played way better than us and just looked better. He needs more time. And trust me, I'm no fan of DTR either because I don't know which one has even looked better. I thought DTR looked horrible in the first game. I thought Mccord looked horrible in the first game. I thought DTR took a back seat in the second game. I thought Mccord did a really good job in the second game. And then the final game, I thought Mccord would look just a little bit better. And I understand there's protection breakdown, but there were some really bad throws. There were some drops from receivers and just some really bad decision-making from Kyle Mccord on the field when it came to his passing. Well, we got to look at John Metchie, the wide receiver, for a first time. And, you know, one of the, I think, early passes in the game was one to John Metchie over a defensive back on the right sideline, which was great. He looked great. He was patting the ball. He was getting the feel of being an Eagle for the first time. There was excitement within him and really tried to get targeted maybe a couple more times. There was one that was overthrown by Mccord because Mccord, like I said, I'm going to probably say McCord's name a lot in this video because he really had a bad day. And Metchie had, you know, a few series. So you wanted to give Metchie those reps because, you know, he got here and you know, Patullo wants him to catch up in this offense. Devontae Smith is helping him out. Everybody has really come together to really put a lot of faith into John Metchie, help him out, let him catch up when it comes to this offense, learn the playbook, and just know everything a lot better. And I think this game was nice to put him in there and just let him get the reps. Darius Cooper, I think, had a couple targets. He had one catch. I mean, he was barely targeted in this game. And like I said, offensive line play, quarterback play had a lot to do with this. It's hard for receivers to get a good look. Thank God we found out about Darius Cooper in that first game. See what happens when you put in a backup quarterback in that game and you really start to see the players you have when Johnny Wilson played well, when Darius Cooper just showed up. It was the best feeling ever. In this situation, in this finale preseason game, you got none of that here. Anaya Smith probably had his worst preseason game. He had a couple drops, maybe a catch, maybe a couple catches, but it really wasn't much. I think his worst day of preseason that we've seen so far, but he had a lot of reps at punt return. He is a specialist for punt returner. He is our punt returner, and it looks like they're going to lock him up for that spot, and that's where he's going to be for the rest of this year, and most likely will be a depth receiver since the Eagles most likely will be carrying 6 guys. That's where it's at. Not going to go crazy with Terrace Marshall either. I mean, he's going to be a practice squad candidate most likely. There's just not enough room for him because you have to keep Metchie, you have to keep Darius Cooper, and you got to keep Anaya Smith because he's giving you a lot on special teams. So it's unfortunate with Terrace Marshall. It's what it is, and he gave it his best shot. That injury, I think, really screwed him over, and that's the position that he's in right now. Now, talk about the cornerbacks because this one was just very fucking concerning in my opinion, okay? Now, Adoree Jackson did not play in this game, did not suit up. Keely Ringo, I know is hurt, did not suit up. He will never touch the cornerback spot. Jackorian Bennett was really one I was looking for in this game. And guys, he didn't play that well. And I understand he needs more reps. He hasn't been with the team for that long, like everyone else has been around. A lot of these other guys already have 2 weeks of practice. Bennett has done a week and a half, maybe tops, maybe even a little bit less than that, to be honest with you. And he gave up back-to-back passes. He had some tight coverages. Don't get me wrong. I am not hating on this kid. He had some tight coverages. He wasn't getting beat by 15, 20 yards. There were some times he got beat, but I just don't think it was perfect. And I'm just starting to feel like, is this the direction they're going to go in? Do they need to just throw him in a game this year? Adoree Jackson is literally here because they have no choice but to keep him because he is better than Ringo at this point. And that's not saying much. I think the biggest mistake is going to be starting Adoree Jackson this season. If Jackorian Bennett can't hit the field and they don't give him a chance to just throw him in to that Cowboys game, the first regular season game, they're going to regret it. They're going to regret Adoree Jackson being 8 to 10 yards off the ball, getting burned in open space within 4 to 5 yards. And after the catch and run, he's going to get burnt. Like, really burnt badly. I really don't get it, guys. Like, Howie Roseman completely just ignored this cornerback 2 position. Totally ignored it. Let Rodgers walk for nothing. No comp pick. Slay goes to the Steelers. Like, no backup plan. No trading for another cornerback. I mean, I don't get this situation. I really don't. Like, I give him the credit for putting faith into a young player because when's the last time we really done that? I mean, we've done it the last few years, but before that, we really weren't letting young players develop. We would have this veteran favoritism back in the day, and we just never gave these young kids a shot. But putting all the pressure on a 4th-round pick cornerback from Georgia because he's part of the Georgia family line, and every Georgia player that's come through here so far has been pretty successful, but it hasn't been Ringo. And Adoree Jackson is not James Bradbury coming here and playing absolutely phenomenal in the first year. That is 100% never going to happen. And this is going to be one of the biggest mistakes they made. Harry Nickerson had a pick today, which was great. It was really nice to see him, be productive in this game. And I've always thought his coverages actually looked great against not the best competition, but as a practice squad candidate cornerback, not bad. Williams played a lot in this finale preseason game, and there was one play where he ripped the ball out of the receiver's hands on the left, near the left sideline. It was absolutely amazing. It was caught, clean catch, and McWilliams just got really physical. And that's what he was really known as coming out of college, where he knows how to handle bigger receivers, bigger tight ends, and how to attack them. And I thought he had a really good play. There were some good plays, some bad plays. It wasn't consistent with him. Eli Ricks, the rest of them, nobody really made any bit of a difference in this finale preseason game. Now, we're going to be talking about the edge rusher because Joshua Uche did not dress for this game. And I said, wait a second. I haven't heard much, whether this is bad reporting by some of these Eagles beat writers or because how many times have we really heard Uche's name in practice? And this is what Vic Fangio wants. Then we just have to trust it and trust our gut of what he wants in this defense. Now, Azeez Ojulari dressed for the finale preseason game against the Jets. I was a little shocked because that second game from him, he had a sack and he beat his opponent in front of him multiple times. I mean, multiple matchups he won in that game. It wasn't just one sack. Like, he did a lot more in that game, even plays that weren't going near him, besides the reverse in that game that he couldn't really set the edge there and protect the outside gap. I thought he played pretty damn good. But now I think the Eagles not only are keeping Joshua Uche as the number 3, but they could be keeping Azeez Ojulari as well, because Azeez Ojulari only played for maybe a series, maybe 2, maybe less, maybe even way less, because he wasn't in that game long. If they threw him in the game, took him back out, that's a good sign that he's making the team. And if Uche and Ojulari make it, oh man, I'll be so happy. As for the running backs, look, you're pretty much set with your top 3 when it comes to Saquon, A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley. But honestly, Montrell Johnson the last couple games has played pretty damn good. The undrafted free agent running back from Florida that really missed a lot of time with a hamstring injury did a good job. Had a touchdown today, and did good last week. Got a lot of reps last week, a lot of reps today. I think he's looked better than Shunderick Powell. I think he's looked better than Keelan Robinson, to be honest with you. I actually like this kid probably more than the rest of the depth running backs that we have. So that was pretty cool. DT is going to be an interesting one to me because I don't think it has been as effective as I wanted it to be. I mean, you have Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, you have Moro Ojomo. Ty Robinson hasn't really impressed me that much. And I still think that maybe they will keep 6 like they did last year because I feel like they will keep Gabe Hall. I feel like they will keep Byron Young, and Young was good today. Had a couple good tackles, a few good tackles. He was really penetrating that line pretty well, being disruptive in the backfield, even getting pressure. I thought he did a pretty good job, and he was sorely missed because he was another guy that was hurt on and off a little bit in this offseason program. So I think theoretically they will keep Gabe Hall. Byron Young makes it, and Ty Robinson needs to produce more, but I don't think they're going to give up on him just yet. So realistically, I think they might keep 6. I think it could happen here. Now, the safety position, I think, is going to be fine. Okay, MAKUBA obviously did not play in this game because he is injured right now with the hamstring. They're going to rest him, and then in a week and a half, they will practice him for a few days, get him prepared for Dallas. You got to give him that DeJean treatment like last offseason and just throw him into a game, let him just learn, let him make mistakes, let him do his thing. I think MAKUBA is going to be fine. You have an opportunity now to get guys back from injury, and I think MAKUBA is going to be fine. I think people are worried about it way too much when it comes to his injury. They didn't want to risk Sidney Brown getting in this game, getting injured, so they didn't do that. McCollum was okay. Missed a tackle early in the game, and it seems like Fangio likes McCollum a lot. As I don't think he's the best coverage guy, and I think he was better at Sidney Brown than tackles last year, but he still got a lot of reps in this game. So we'll see how that pans out. The tight end group has been pretty bad, I gotta say. I mean, Goddard definitely not. Goddard and Jalen Hurts have been like eye for eye. Goddard, stay fucking healthy for 4 to 6 games, please, just for 1 year. I'm only asking on your last year in Philadelphia. Just give us that. EJ Jenkins, I don't know if the Eagles really like him that much. Kylan Granson had a touchdown today. I think he had a touchdown against the Jets in the preseason game, had a nice move and got upfield, which was good. So does that solidify that they'll keep 3 tight ends? I'm not really sure. They might need help at other positions more than tight end. So it might come down to Goddard and Calcaterra. And even Calcaterra hasn't really done much for me in recent weeks, to be honest. His name has barely been called during practice. All right, so let's get into the offensive line. I'm not going to go through everybody because I think the ones that are really standing out to be not failures, but ones that were a little troubling. Brett Toth, I won't say played the worst game, but I don't think he played the best game either, where he gave up a couple pressures and he gave up a sack today to Kyle Mccord, so I don't think they did Kyle Mccord any favors in this game, to be honest. Kendall Lam, the 33-year-old lineman that's been getting beat by literally nobodies, is continuously getting beat by nobodies in this game against the Jets, and that just continued to happen. So he's not looking like he's a good swing tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. Drew Kendall was really good, had some really good reps in this game. So backup center, we're good to go on him, and obviously he could play guard as well. So we'll see more from the offensive line, and we'll see how it goes when it comes down to the cuts. We're going to talk about the kicker and Jake Elliott because we haven't really talked about him because kickers are really the last things we really talk about. And I got to say, he made a 51, a 55, or a 54, 43, 20, whatever. He made like 4 or 5 field goals in this game. He did really well, and we haven't really talked about it because, leading up to that Super Bowl, he missed like 5 straight kicks from some of these games, and it was a little scary. Maybe age was catching up with him as a kicker, or maybe he was feeling himself too much where he didn't have competition, and he's getting paid a good amount of money too. He's one of the top paid kickers in the league. I don't know if he's the number 1 top, but he's up there. We really need to rely on Jake Elliott for a lot. He's done a lot in his career with the Eagles, and he'll probably do more this year. So it's very important for him to play really well. Now, other than that, the final 53 for the Philadelphia Eagles cuts are due by Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and it's 1 day. I mean, the Eagles got to start cutting, and they have to get that thing down to 53 by Tuesday, and Hopefully they make the right decisions, and hopefully this last preseason game really helped them make the more tough decisions probably that they were questioning going into this game. I still have problems with some positions on this roster, and really the biggest eye-glaring one that could really fuck up this entire season is the CB2 spot, and I don't know what Howie's plan was or what he is doing going forward. And if you're wanting a August trade, you have the next 72 hours to get something done, because when you're cutting down the final 53, this is the perfect time for a lot of teams to go out and make trades, and this is where teams become vulnerable when you give up draft capital for a good player, or there are teams out there that are desperate for certain positions. So you never know what Howie's going to do. So that's always another option that's out there. Yeah, and that's going to do it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. I will have my final 53 prediction probably the next day. And we'll talk about it more on live stream when we get together on Tuesday to see what the hell is going on. We will make videos on the cuts that happen very slowly, and I'm really hoping that the Eagles are making the right decisions here. We'll talk about it. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Chicks, what up? Follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.